So by this point, you should have created your pages that you want to use in your header navigation. That is important. So I've done that already. For instance, I've created my about page, my contact page, the blog page with all posts. And so now I want to get my header, and this is the header large, and I also want to get my default header for the Makoney theme ready. This is this one. So to do that, I go into the customizer, and this is not the customizer, sorry. See, I'm still learning as well. I go under Appearance Editor to the editor, to the new site editor that is introduced with WordPress 5.9 as a default option for blog themes. So if I go here, the first thing I see is my landing page. So the first page I chose for my website. I've already chosen the landing page as my homepage under appearance, under settings reading. So this is why it appears here. Otherwise my post page would appear here. So to go to the header, I need to go to see my template parts. And if I toggle here on the icon, I toggle the site editor navigation. So here I see my template parts. So I think it's more convenient to not click on that and customize the header from here, but to actually have an overview of your template parts as first. So here I see all my template parts, and as you can see, I have this little blue dot here active, and this shows me that I've already customized my single related post template part. So I scroll down and I see active in the Makoney theme now. This is always depending on the theme. It has nothing to do with what blocks you have installed. This overview of your template and template parts comes from the theme. And so I have header and I have header large. So let's go to the default header first. So this is the layout you see here. So what you want to do is, first of all, I've actually deleted the navigation. As you can see here, by default, you have this little overview navigation. Let's maybe do that first. So I'm just gonna quickly head over, and I see my classic menus here, and I will choose the overlay. I created that as a classic menu to go first. I save it and I show you what I've done. So in the Makoney theme, because it's a magazine theme, we chose to have actually 3 navigations. I refresh that to show it. I have my header top navigation here that is always visible on mobile. Then on the landing page or on any template, I choose the header large to show. I have additionally here these second navigation, and I also have this mobile navigation that is also active on desktop. So on mobile, if we show the mobile view of the website, you will see on tablets you still have all 3 menus available, but on mobile you will only have this one available. So it's important that you set this up, because this will be your mobile menu, and desktop it's just an additional menu. So it's actually, this one is the most important. And I quickly go out of the site editor again and go under appearance menus to my classic menus, because as you can see here, I created just a classic menu. I called it overlay, and I added some pages with submenus. That's how I currently still find it the easiest way to create these overlay menu with all these navigations. You can add more, of course, and it's responsive, so you can add a lot of different menu navigations here, maybe show all your tags, your categories, your social links. So this should actually all like be everything you want to like link from your website. So this is just an example. You can have more and they just line up and they are responsive. So you could even add 10 or so like that. Because there are so many links you can add here, I still go to the classic menu. Once the navigation block is a little bit more advanced, I will add another tutorial to show how you can do it from the site editor with the new navigation block to set this up. So I go back to my template parts, I go back to my header. So if I wanted to change this menu, by default, it's if you come from the Tsuki theme, you will have your menu active already. It will be the same one, the header top you had in the Tsuki theme. That's why we decided to do that, because we kind of want to offer Makoney as a replacement for Tsuki theme user if they wanted to switch to a full site editing block theme. So it's super easy for them to switch. Otherwise, one thing I want to explain as well is what I've did here, and I've added the toolbar to the top just because this header is very narrow and it's a lot easier to navigate that, and you can do that here via more tools and options and top toolbar. Maybe you have this on by default, but if not, you can have it like that. Otherwise, if I don't have that, the toolbar is always on top of the navigation and I can't really work. Another thing I like to do again is open the list view up just to see all my nested blocks, and it gives me a good overview. So if I wanted to change this navigation, I would click on the navigation, and then on the toolbar you have the select option. So I can select another menu if I wanted to. It changes like that, or alternatively, if I go to menu again, I can create a new one. Let's do that just to look at it. So if I wanted to switch out the navigation and change this to start a new one, I click on start empty. And then I see this little plus button and I can add my blog, my first link. So I want to link my pages, and I already get some suggestions of pages I recently updated, so I can actually go ahead and add that because I want to add my blog page, and then I want to link to my about page. If you type something in, it already gives you the suggestions of your pages, so it's good to know how you named your pages. Otherwise you may be searching a longer time. So I want to add this 3 links here, and this is my new navigation. I can have a nice overview now of these pages, and I just click on save. And if I go into the navigation block again and look under advanced, I see this option here under advanced that I could delete this newly created navigation again. Just to let you know of all the options. All the other things you shouldn't really change because it's optimized for the Makoney theme and for this particular header. We already covered the search button in an extra tutorial called the search page. Just to, as a quick overview, this is just a button with, this is just a button with a page link, and you should add your created search page link here. You could have named differently, so it's important that you add this, or if you don't want to add a search here in the header, you could also delete that element. Of course, if you don't want to have any of these, you could delete it. Just the overlay navigation with the mobile one I would keep. So you don't need to use that one if you don't want to. And then you see here, this is the site title. I quickly want to note that you could add your site logo instead, and we will also create another header pattern with logo and title at the same time. So if I would like to have a logo instead, I could inside a new blog and then search for site logo, or I've already used that, and so I can show that here. You can add any image you have. My computer is a little bit slow at the moment. Why isn't it showing me anything? Okay, that's weird. Oh, it does already. So important here is that you should always create a site logo that is at least twice the size you want to show the logo. So for me, in the just standard header here, I wouldn't want to have the logo bigger as 48 pixels. So I add that, and I could then go ahead and delete my site title and use the site logo instead. This is also automatically a link to your homepage, and you should have that on, especially if you only use the site logo. So I go back. You can always use Command and Z if you wanted to revert any of your changes. That is pretty handy to use. So this is how I actually like my header, and I will save it. So again, just to recap that, super important if navigating in these smaller template parts is the toolbar to the top and the list view on. I find that super helpful. To go back to my overview, I just toggle the site editor navigation on, and I can see that I've customized my header because I have this little blue dot here showing, and if I hover over it, it says the template has been customized. If I ever wanted to revert that, I can do that clicking on these actions. I can here and clear my customizations out. So I also show you the header large to set this up. So again, here, if you look into the demo, you have this overview again, and we want to, of course, use that here too, because it's going to be our mobile navigation. So I again use the same overlay that I created as a classic menu. It's just the easiest option here. I need to make sure that I have the correct link here for my search page. Again, you can watch the tutorial for creating the search page, and show you that in a minute. Then here I want to have the same navigation as in the classic menu. So what I can do is I can select my navigation and choose that one, and it's already, so it saves me the navigation I created in the default header, and I can just use it. If I have multiple ones at the moment, they will have numbers, so you need to watch out for that. And then to have this little additional, or not little, it's actually bigger, but to have this additional menu here for the header large, I think this is super useful to I start empty again, to have for filtering categories in blog themes. So I can also not only search for pages here or add pages, I can actually include anything, tags, categories, just as in classic menus as well. So I think I have a tag called features here in my navigation, in my that one. In my demo here, this is just my local installation. So if I click on return, it just shows me the option to add a new link, and maybe I think I have another tag called interviews. I need to wait a little bit. So I could then add that. Click return again, and I think podcast is something I have here available as well. So this is how you can create this additional header large menu, especially on magazine themes to filter your posts. That's most useful. Obviously, you can also use a classic menu here if you wanted to, and I maybe target that again. If I click on top here, I can always change that too. I've created this custom menu. This is now my navigation 2. As I said, they are numbered. This is the first one and the second one, but I could also choose any of these other pages or navigations I've created previously. So I go into my template parts overview and I see now this is also customized. If I go now onto my template header large and footer, I will see the customization included here as well. So I've created that and I will automatically have this template part, the customized template part, available on all my templates that use this template part.